Hey everyone, it's meteorologist Michael Priante again with another weather update for this week. I'm joined with Mike Mihalik, and we have a possible coastal storm on the horizon, or maybe not?
Maybe not. I mean, I know you've probably been hearing about that in the latest media and things like that, but there's a lot of things going into this storm that are just not coming together just right to produce a big coastal storm for the Northeast. And we're going to go through that right now. We're going to show you what we're looking at and why things aren't certain at this point in time.
Right, so this is Tuesday, January 28th, and we'll take a look here and see just what the models are showing. And first off, we'll start off with the GFS and kind of really quickly go through what the surface maps are showing. We kind of want to show you under the hood and then why these models are all over the place. So the GFS has a storm. This is the newest run this morning. It comes up the coast, just barely grazes New England and keeps most of the I-95 dry.
Yeah, not too much with that new run there. There was a little bit better of a run at 0Z. Gave a little bit more of a chance at snow to the eastern seaboard, but that's kind of shifted a bit further east. And if you go over to the next model, Mike.
Yeah, we'll go to the European here.
European kind of showed a similar type thing where we just can't get that storm to get its act together in time. Kind of slides off the coast there, maybe scrapes portions of eastern New England with some snow, but nothing substantial or blockbuster by any means.
Right, and then of course the last model we'll look at here is the Canadian, and again, pretty much the same kind of run. Actually, this is the newest run coming in, but we look at the previous run. Again, there's a lot of energy here. One storm here on Friday night, and another one, but again, most of this does scrape on by. So I think it's now time to show the viewers why why these models are doing these things.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this is the look at 500 millibars. So we're up in the atmosphere at about 18,000 feet or so, 20,000 feet, somewhere in there. And these are the pieces of energy we're watching. We have one up there in Montana. We have one down into northern Mexico. We have another one going into
the Dakotas
and northern Minnesota, and then a little shortwave across the Ohio Valley, which will be exiting off the East Coast. So we have like 4 pieces to be watching here, and these all have to kind of come together, except for the Ohio Valley one. Those 3 out in the west have to come together to form a pretty big storm here, and we're just not seeing that all come together. With all those pieces of energy, a lot has to go right, a lot has to help it, and we're not getting a whole lot of help, especially from the west coast. If you see that big ridge that's blowing into the west coast here, if that was more north-south oriented into British Columbia, Alberta, I'd feel a little bit better about this storm starting to dig and form an east coast low pressure. But right now, it's just kind of pushing more southwest to northeast and kind of just shoving all those disturbances quickly off to the east. So it's a tough thing for this storm to get going for this weekend. I mean, a lot of things are going to have to go right. A lot of pieces of energy have to phase together at the right time.
Exactly.
And it's got to be in the right place on the East Coast. And there's not a whole lot of cold air.
No.
So we definitely are going to need a strong storm, and that is going to take all those pieces at the 500 millibar level to phase together.
Right, and this is the Europeans version. Again, most of these models are starting out sort of the same, but again, these pieces of energy that we were talking about all have to come together, and this is the European. Goes off the coast, and then they all start to kind of get together.
Every model seems to have a little bit different evolution at this 500 millibar level, which is very important to creating our storms. So when you have this many pieces of energy running around, every model doing different things with it, we're not going to have a really great idea on what this storm is going to form or where it's going to form, maybe until like Thursday morning, maybe Thursday evening. Once we get those pieces of energy onto the United States here, even past the Rockies, where we get those energy pieces sampled a little bit better, I think that's when we'll have a better idea of what the storm's going to be for the weekend. But right now, everything's all over the place.
Right, and I think let's just show you where the pieces of energy are coming from. So this is what we were showing you before. This is a wider picture here.
Yeah.
This was Thursday in the morning. You have those pieces of energy that we talked about. If we backtrack and kind of go a little bit back maybe a few days before, notice they're actually coming in from up here in the Gulf of Alaska. So we don't have a lot of data up there. So really the models are working off of not a whole lot of data
in the Northern Pacific right now. I mean, so they're coming from a long way out still. So any forecast that you might be seeing of snowfall maps and things like that, there's going to be really no real what's the word I'm looking for? No real confidence. No confidence in those maps right now. So they're great to look at. They look nice, but please, grain of salt with those maps.
Yeah.
And I think Mike has a nice graphic.
I do have a nice graphic, and we'll pull it up right here, and you can see this is the GFS, and this goes from Thursday of last week, all the runs, all the way through Tuesday morning. And top left is what we were showing you, the 500 millibar, the upper level. The bottom left shows you more of the surface, kind of what you'd see the lower levels. And of course, we have those infamous snow maps on the right.
And this is why, we're saying it's so hard to say anything with specificity. I can't think of the word, but anything specific for the weekend, because there's so many changes occurring. The 500 millibar pattern in the upper atmosphere is all different.
Yeah.
The low placements, therefore, are all different and in different places on different days, on different runs.
Right.
And the snow maps will just follow whatever the model's spitting out. So those change constantly every day. So that's why there's so much uncertainty at this point in time. So I guess the point of the thing is here, Mike, is that yes, we're looking at a storm this weekend,
right?
But we can't really say with any type of confidence exactly where that storm's going to be. My gut wants to say, with all these pieces of energy floating around, it's going to be really hard to get a northeast snowstorm. That's a big blockbuster at this point in time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough, and we'll have to keep an eye out and really just kind of see how this is going to play out. But of course, that's all we have for you guys for this weather update. As always, you can follow us here on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe to our channel, and give us a comment. Let us know how we're doing each and every time we upload. We should upload sometimes about twice a week. We try to
get two out there
as much as we can. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, all the social media platforms out there. And if you want to know us professionally, what we do here at the office for our clients, visit us at weatherworksinc.com, and we'll possibly see you here on Thursday.
All right.